I want to try to paint the picture for the challenge that businesses face when trying to fill these 85 million openings or opportunities, and the difficulties that arise when trying to, let's just take an example of a US-based business that would like to hire somebody in another country. Can you help sort of paint the picture of all of the red tape and sort of the nightmare involved? Why is it difficult?
I mean, it is difficult to hire people in the US in other states, right?
Yes.
I mean, every state is different. You have different tax rule, different regulation. I mean, think about that complexity on a US level and multiply that on a planetary level. And you have very diverse set of employment regulation, tax laws. Some country you have to pay in every week. Some country you have to pay every month. Some country you have to pay 13 salaries, 14 salaries. The benefits are different. In the US, you absolutely have to have health insurance because there's no social security. In other country, maybe it's less. You have to hire a lawyer, set up a local entity. You have to find a local accountant. You have to find a local payroll provider. You have to find a local benefit provider. How do you give equity to people and incentive them in your business in other countries? It's a nightmare. You have to hire these expensive law firms. It's a huge problem. And when I was looking at that market, I found an industry called employer of record. In the US, we call it PO, professional employer organizations. That was a $33 billion industry, 100% driven by professional services companies, very expensive. So what I saw in this opportunity is using software to make global hiring as easy as local hiring. And I've done that in my previous company. In my previous company, what we've done was we had all these telecom providers around the world like AT&T and Verizon. There's over 1,000 carrier network in the world. Each has a different protocol when it comes to sending a message or sending a voice call. So we created a platform that from one hand connected to all these carriers and created this abstraction layer. And from the other hand, made it very simple API for any software developer to build code. So any software developer could act like a carrier in the world. And then we created a new market and we disrupted this industry. We're doing the same for global employment. Every country is different. We're building this platform that it's an adapter. It talks Argentinian laws and payroll from one side, but makes it easy for a company based in, say, Canada or in the US to be able to employ people in 20 different countries with one platform, one process.